Alrighty guys, my name is Tyler. I'm the shop manager here at Showtime, and today we're doing a video on a shop tour of our entire facility. So we're going to walk you through the shop. I'm going to take a look at our equipment, our facilities, kind of how we operate, and give you a good glimpse if you're thinking of using us to repair your car, or if you're just on the YouTube and looking for shops or looking for an example of what a modern day collision repair facility should be. Our office is unique in the industry, in really any aspect. Our office is unique. It embodies the passion that started Showtime Collision and some artwork that my father created in the past, in some of his past passion endeavors. The furniture that's in here may be a little misleading because we do not do restorations at our facility. We focus solely on collision repairs, but nonetheless it shows the passion we have for automobiles and the artistry that we embody here at Showtime in the modern collision repair that we do today. It also gives the customers a comfortable and beautiful and exciting environment to come into, instead of that dirty, dingy shop feeling that you may have experienced in the past with other collision repair facilities. So come on in. All right, so I'm standing in our main reception area here, and you'll see various desks around here. We have two office personnel in here. One is customer service representative, the other is our in-office estimator. And they handle customer communication up here, insurance communication up here and whatnot. But you'll see some things around here, decorations and things that really give that vibe that you're in an automotive facility. You'll also see displayed on the wall various of our plaques for our OEM certifications. So we do display all that up here, as well as our iCar Gold and Platinum certifications. Alrighty guys, so let's head on down to the shop now that we've checked the office out. I'm going to give you a tour of our state-of-the-art repair facility here nestled away in Running Springs, California. All right, so the first spot we hit here on our way down from the office is our paint department and our detail department. So our first bay here is our fully climate controlled and enclosed SprayTech downdraft spray booth. We're going to take a walk through here, let you guys see that, let you see our color mixing room where we can mix anything from Lamborghini to Toyota paint. And come on in. So being in the mountains in an area where it often gets down below 30 degrees and we often get more than a foot and a half of snow, we have to have a place where we can continue to work year-round and make sure that the paint can cure properly. So our booth, whether it's 20 degrees or 100 degrees outside, will maintain its temperature that it needs to be. It will also bake up to 180 degrees if necessary to make sure the clear coat cures properly. This is our color mixing room. I like to call the laboratory. We have very sophisticated computer equipment and cameras that we can take pictures of the colors with, and libraries of spray out chips, as well as spray out cards that we've made ourselves throughout the years, so that we can really dial in on our specific niche of vehicles and specialize in matching the colors on the cars that we fix most. I'll show you that over here. As we come through this door here, we have entered our paint prep department. So we have a room where a lot of the messy stuff goes on, but we like to keep this area of the shop kind of like a clean room, hospital feel environment, because we feel that translates to the quality of paint that comes out of our booth. This is one of our spray out libraries here, and any car that comes in gets its color sprayed on one of these spray out cards. And when we have a successful match on a particular vehicle, we catalog the spray out card with the information on the back of the card, so that the next time we see that exact vehicle or a vehicle that's almost exactly similar to that vehicle, we have a really nice color match on deck ready to go. This is where the cars get sanded and masked and prepped to go in the booth in these two bays here. So we have a cross draft prep station. We have two of those over here, so we can turn the fans on. It'll suck up any dust. If we have to do a little spot painting here and there, we can use that to make sure that we reclaim all of the overspray and whatnot. We do have dust extraction sanders in our paint department here, so it keeps the paint really clean and it keeps it healthy for our work environment. You can see here we have this car prepped up, staged, ready to go into the booth and get its final coat of paint on it before reassembly. As we cross out here, before we get to the detail department, this part of our yard is utilized for staging vehicles for delivery after they've been detailed, or when vehicles come in after they've been checked in at the office, they're staged here for the pre-wash phase where we wash the cars before they get moved into production. This is our detail department. So The cars come through this department multiple times throughout the repair process, whether they come in and they get their pre-wash, or they're going in there before the paint, or they go in after the paint so we can fine-tune the paint and take out any imperfections that may have come into the paint in the paint process. After the cars are reassembled, they come back to this area again to get that final touch and our namesake, the Showtime detail that we really pass along to our customers and put that cherry on top for them. This is our storage yard. When the cars come in and they get their pre-wash phase, they go in their respective area, whether we're waiting for insurance approval, waiting for parts, waiting to come into the disassembly process. Whatever it may be, they have their place in this yard, and we're fortunate to have a big yard to store all the cars that we fix in. Scattered around our facility, you'll see multiple blasts from the past. Showtime started as Showtime Custom Coach, where my father created one-of-a-kind limousines, a lot of custom work, the furniture you may see in the office. He had a very large vision and expressed his creativity and his passion through vehicles. So, as you can see, we have this, I believe, a Camaro that was flying around the shop and flew into the side of the shop, or I guess so as he wanted to frame it. So as you can see in the office and down here, and you'll see in our shop, the memorabilia, the artistry that began at Showtime is what continues today, what we're doing in collision repair, and we put that same amount of passion into what we do in collision repair and really focus on that. So this is the entrance to our main heavy repair facility in here. This is also where the cars come in, get disassembled. We fine-tune the insurance approvals and estimates and parts ordering and all that kind of stuff. We'll go through a little bit more where we have all our structural stuff and our welders and fume extractors and all our very specialized equipment that satisfies all of our OEM certifications. This side of the shop here, unlike most collision repair facilities, we do not have very many people to sublet to in our rural area. So we have all of our own wheel, tire, mounting and balancing equipment, as well as our four-wheel alignment equipment. We do all of our own mechanical work in-house, including both 1234 and 134 air conditioning systems. So that's all on this side of the shop. This is our mechanical side. Every piece of equipment that we have has been hand-picked and put in our shop for a reason. Specifically this tire balancing machine. Not only was it a requirement for some of our OEM certifications to either own one of these machines or be able to sublet to somebody with one of these machines, it is very important in a collision environment when a tire takes an impact to be able to tell if that tire is safe or if it's internally damaged and you can't see that. So this kind of equipment is what sets us and people who invest in the right kind of equipment apart from the rest. As we get to this side of the mechanical facility, you can see we have two bays here that service all of our mechanical needs, whether we're needing to do a complete frame swap on a car, this is where it gets done, or whether we're just needing to do a couple suspension components that might have got twisted up in an accident, this is also where that gets done. So we have one whole side of the shop dedicated to that. We do not service mechanical vehicles off the street for maintenance and repair type situations. It's only when it's related to a collision repair. All right, as we swing around to the middle of the shop here, you can see this middle lane here. This is used for disassembly and reassembly or fast lane jobs that don't require any structural repairs and mechanical repairs. Maybe it's just bolt on, bolt off kind of parts. They happen in the middle of the shop here unless they're getting repairs done up in our sheet metal repair facility. And as we get to this end of the shop, this is our parts intake area. So this is where all of our parts drivers or wherever we may source our parts from, they come in, they drop the parts off here, they check them in with one of the guys in the shop, and they either get dispatched to the guys for cars that are being worked on currently, or they get stored in our the parts racks that we've built and are just kind of waiting for the cars to roll in. So you'll see these carts scattered throughout the shop, and we use these carts to follow the system through the process of the repair and to make sure that we maintain a level of organization that's going to allow us to put the car back together how it was taken apart. As we get to this side of the shop, this is where more of the structural stuff comes into play. So you can see here we have one of our two in-ground car aligner bench racks. This one, we have a Subaru clamped up on it, and these are utilized for when, you know, cars are needing heavy pulls made on them, or structural realignments, or structural pieces cut off and needing to be welded back on. It's a very precise piece of equipment that allows us to measure with 3D measuring equipment and ensure that we're putting the car back to OEM specifications and making sure everything fits within specifications. As we get back in here, this machine is our 3D measuring system, and it kind of mates with these two racks here. So it has a big track that slides under the cars and a arm that goes on the track, and then it's a sophisticated computer system that the arm measures points under the car, and it knows where the specification is and how far certain points are off of the specification, which aids us in realigning things that are structural pieces, or when we're installing a new piece, making sure it goes back in the right place, in combination with some of the jigging fixtures in the car aligner line that we have over here as well. As we discussed previously, you'll see memorabilia all around the shop, and one thing is we're passionate about what we're doing, and we enjoy stuff like this antique Subaru sign that I acquired back in my early days. Subaru, it means a lot to us. It's a very popular brand in our community up here, and we were one of the first, if not the first, independent Subaru certified collision repair facility, at least in California, if not a group of the western states. So we take a lot of pride in that, and that was our first OEM certification that fit our niche really well, and we're working on filling that with all the other vehicles that we enjoy repairing as well. Coming a little closer, we start getting into some of the specialized welding equipment that we have. So this is a ProSpot i5 spot welder, and I won't get into too specific about spot welder and what it is and what it does, but I will tell you that the manufacturers and OEM certifications that we do have very strict requirements as to the specifications of the spot welders that we use. You want to make sure that the cars are getting welded together properly, that it doesn't adversely affect the structural integrity of the vehicles that we're welding together. And these welders are very smart. They do a lot of the thinking for us, and when you take human error out of something, it just helps aid in a better repair, safer repair, higher quality, on and on and on. So this is one of our specialized pieces of welding equipment. Over here we'll find one of our more traditional but still specialized pieces of welding equipment. So it is a MIG welder, and it has a few different technologies in it. It has two different torches, one for regular steel that 90% of your cars are made out of. The other one's silicone bronze, which is still utilized for steel. But some of the modern cars have a very strong steel, typically in the side of the car, to protect the passenger if there's a side impact. And if you get that steel too hot, it can cause weakening of the metal, to keep it simple. And the benefit of silicone bronze is it welds at a much cooler temperature, and it protects the structural integrity of those new high strength or ultra high strength steel panels that we may be welding on. So that's another reason why this is required by the OEM certifications that we do have, because they know what's right to fix these cars and they want us to have the right equipment. So this is one of those pieces. You can see throughout the shop, everybody takes a lot of pride in what they do and their equipment that they use in fixing these cars. So everybody takes a lot of pride in having nice snap-on toolboxes and their tool sets and keeping everything real clean and nice. So it's just a kind of a part of our culture that everybody really respects and appreciates. This room here again applies somewhat to being in a rural area, also for efficiency purposes. So it's technically a parts store specific to our niche in our collision repair industry. So we have everything in here from double-side tapes, foams, glues, undercoatings, antifreezes, oils, transmission oils, power steering oils, differential oils, light bulbs, clips, if I didn't say that already. It's fully stocked in here so that when we're fixing the car and we need something small to finish it, take the last step, make sure we're putting the right clips, the right parts, the right fluids in the cars. We have that here at our fingertips and we can control it. All right, this is one of our most recent expansions going through this tunnel here. The push for this expansion was twofold. We have maintained a busy schedule, and our mountain area the population has boomed, and there's an increasing demand for collision repair. So we've been very busy and we need the extra room. The second reason for it is as we get OEM certifications and as we move into the future of vehicles, the cars become more complicated. They're made out of special materials. So it's becoming to the point where you need a specialized individual to work on the cars, which we have. It's becoming the point where you need a specialized area to work on some of these vehicles, such as aluminum, and separating it from where you might be working on steel, or else you can technically damage the aluminum with the steel particles. You don't want to mix the two. So we have a separate facility that when we do need to do aluminum, we can make sure that it's isolated in this facility, and we have all of our specialized aluminum equipment over here too. So if I had to give this a name, I would call it our aluminum repair facility, as well as our high-end and exotic car facility. So here we are. We do have one technician that works in this area, so he has his own parts carts and his own jobs that come through here. We have a couple 3 bays here for some smaller things, and we do have another structural realignment rack over here that is more well suited for vehicles like F-150, F-250, Ford Expedition, or heavier vehicles, bigger vehicles, and it's just a good environment and a clean environment for us to work on these aluminum cars. So as we discussed, specialized tooling for aluminum. Our aluminum certification at this time is Ford, and we are moving to more in the future because we believe it to be a coming thing in the industry to be more common. But with the Fords, the F-150s, 250s, Expeditions, and more have aluminum body panels, have aluminum unibody structures, and they require you to have special tooling that's only used on aluminum and special tooling that you can use to repair aluminum. So this box is full of hand tools, as well as specialized riveting equipment, because most of the aluminum cars are not welded together for the most part. They're mostly glued or bonded and riveted together. So again, Ford requires you to have certain things. You can do it with other things, but if you follow the manufacturer's recommendations, you're going to be very well equipped to fix, quite a few different types of cars. So over here, as we wrap out the shop tour, this is specific aluminum equipment as well, whether it's an aluminum pulse MIG welder, or it's an aluminum stud welder, or more isolated hand tools, or these are another dustless sanding system that sucks up the aluminum shavings. Again, more requirements by the manufacturers, but it all comes with a reason behind it. And typically, if you find yourself a certified repair facility that's gone through all these checks and balances that the manufacturer wants them to, and is invested in all this equipment, you're going to find yourself probably a pretty qualified repair facility to be fixing your car, likely with a good reputation to boot. The last spot I'll give you a little preview of, we won't go over there yet. It's our latest expansion, and it's still under development as to exactly what we're going to be doing with it. But with the coming electric vehicle boom that's we're going to be experiencing, and especially in California, the Tesla boom that we've been experiencing, we're likely going to be pursuing some more certifications in the electric vehicle field, in particular Tesla, and we believe that we will have another separate facility with charging equipment and all the specialized tooling that those manufacturers and that specific part of the trade in electric vehicles is going to require you to have. So we're not going to go in there because it's still under development, but it is open and ready for us to move into.